Good morning. My name is Royal Rabbi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be discussing about data entry and a practical explanation of what data entry course means. However, a data entry means a process of inputting data into database through Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, through Google Sheets, as soon as so forth. We have this particular tool which can be helpful for us to input data correctly and get a very good, accurate result at the end of the day for those who work in a big firm, for those who work in finances, for those who do jobs that has to do with summations and figures, basically. So here we're going to have a structure of the course, and these structures of the courses have or comes with some basic skills, which number one is the typing skills. You need to know how to be able to type. You need to know how to input the alphabets, the varchars, if we come in the aspect of SQL, but we're not going to that today. We'll have to treat the course next time. But for the typing skills, basically, if you are not used to typing in the computer, there's no need for you to be scared. There are also platforms where you can be able to learn how to type. So here you can be able to come to thetyping.com. For students, you can start typing today. And here you have to learn the basics. So you have, as a beginner, you can start from this one. And here, let's give a practical example. It says start typing. So here you can be able to go through our channel that can be able to guide.
Hello there.
Yeah.
Get ready to boost your typing skills and have fun doing it. You might be asking yourself, why should I learn to type?
So here you see it's going to show you how to place your hands on the keyboard. Now you are asked to type letter J. So when you type letter J, good. You can continue and press enter. They ask you to press J again. J, 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 J. So these are ways whereby you can be able to learn how to improve in your typing skills. So I believe with this as a beginner, you can grow into more intermediate until you get to the advanced level of it. So that is about the typing. You also need to know how to input data. So the typing will be able to do what? Give you a good knowledge of how to make use of your computer, especially the Microsoft tools, the Microsoft Word, Excel. All those things will help you to do what? Boost your confidence to know how to type and how to be able to input your datas. So I can make a video as well where I will have to teach you how to input data separately with Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Word. All those things, I think I will get back to you on that. Yeah, but the structures of this course will center mainly on entering the datas and verification of this data. So we have to understand this, that a lot of business, less than 90% or 99% of business in the whole world today deals with data, entering a data basically. And most times they hire a data entry virtual assistant to go on this particular task. And a data entry virtual assistant is someone who specializes mainly on how to input data. He or she has that skills of inputting data into the tools that we aforementioned. So in this video, I'm going to teach you all you need to know about data entry, the skills to have, how to perform a data entry task, experience as a virtual assistant also. So we need to source these skills from one source to another, learning how to be able to do what? Achieve our goals. Now in this video, I'm still going to explain to you what a virtual assistant or who a virtual assistant professional is. So a virtual assistant is a remote professional who manages and organizes or input data basically into the data tools provided. And this virtual assistant has a lot of benefits. One of the benefits of it is that you have time for yourself. You can work remotely, like flexibility of your time. You can choose to work anytime. You can even be a boss of your own. And there's nothing much that is needed for you to be a virtual assistant or a data entry virtual assistant rather than your computer and a good working internet connection. So here we have to get started, and I'm going to come up with this sheet. So this is a spreadsheet. We use it from the Google spreadsheet. You can as well have it in your computer, download it, or maybe upload the app or install the app actually. So we come here. This is where we have the untitled. So here you can as well, once you click on it, you can have this particular place renamed. Let's say Royal Rabbi. So here it has been saved. So you can as well move it here to any part or any place you want to store the information to. So either ways, if you can't save it from how we're going to explain it from in a short while, you can as well come here to save it. But this is how a spreadsheet looks like. It's a very lovely environment of especially people who have passion for records and people who wants to learn more. So here we have these options. We have the file, we have the edits, we have the view insights function, the format function, the data function, the tools, extension, and help as the case may be. So we have the menus as well. So here is the undo, the redo. But we're going to go into a practical section so we don't waste much of our time. So here we can start with an example. Let's give an example of, let's say we own a school, or maybe this is a spreadsheet. Would it be to call it Royal School? Sorry. Royal School. So here we're going to have like primary 1. Primary 1 on my keyboard. Here we'll have primary 2. Here we have primary 3. Okay, let's add one more. Here we have primary 4. So here we have the sections of primary 1, primary 2, primary 3, and 4. Let's say people that we have here. Okay, we have to get the name. Sorry. So let's start from here. Don't worry, I'm going to show you what I did here and how I was able to drag this. So here is the name of the people. Peoples. Good. So here we have, let's say we have Jude. Let's say here we have Light. Here we have Felix. Here we have Jerry. Where we have John. And here we have Peter. Good. So primary 1, Jude is in primary 1. Let's say Jude is in primary 1. Light is in primary 3. Felix is in primary 2. Jerry 2. John 4. And Peter 2. So here we have 3. So good. So here we can put the total number of people. Great. So here we have all this located in the spreadsheet. So we have what we call data cleaning. And in this time, that is when we can be able to make use of these menus and these functions. So let's start from this particular one where we have the total number of pupils in the class. So here you can see how this particular entry is. It's not looking neat, it's not looking good. So we have ways of correcting this particular error sometimes. So we can just wrap it. So when you wrap it, you see everything is going to come in one line without extending to another. Now we have what we call redo and undo. So this undo button is something that you want to go back to the previous, how it used to look like before. And if you want to redo, you need to do what? Have to click it the next way, how it was after. So this was like before and this is after. And that is the function of this redo and undo button. We have the print here. If you want to print the document, you can click on it. You see it has already given you the printing view of how it's going to look like. Though we have not formatted it, but with this particular presentation, you can as well go over to the next one, which is what? Clicking next and printing on these information. Now we have to go back to Royal School. So here we have another menu button, which is the painting. So this has to do with how to format these figures, how to format whatever entry that we have inputted. If you want the zoom of your spreadsheet to be a bit lower, you can as well adjust it using this button. You can as well try this and see. You see, it's now very tiny. So for someone who can as well see tiny objects, no problem. But if you can't, you want to adjust it very well, you can increase it as you want, but have it in mind that you need to make your work much presentable, and having it at the center, which is 100%, is going to give you a clear information of how it should look like. So here we have the numerals, the decimals, and the format button in case we have like figures that we need to convert to money. We need to convert to the percentage of them. We need to convert to the decimal places, and at the same time increase the decimal places. So here we have the font, and this font practically tells us of what the name or how we want our information to look like. I'm going to give you a practical example. Can highlight all this, but mind you, before you pass any command, you need to highlight that particular cell. So here we call them cells. This is cells and this is cells. And when we have something like this is called ranges of cells. So now we're going to highlight this range of cells and format them to see how this example comes in. So now you see the font, how it looks like. If you want to change it to something like, let's say, Korea New, you see it has changed. So we're going to leave it this way, by the way. Here is also the font size. If you click here, you want to reduce the font size, that is also good. You can see it's reducing to a particular number you want it to be like. If you want to increase it, same thing. Maybe we can leave it this way as well. Good. So here we want to bold the entry. Here we want to make it in italic form. Here we want to underline it. So all these things, you see how it works, but we are not going to be making use of that. I'm just showing you example. Don't mind me. This is not how it's supposed to look like. So we have the color. Now this color has to be with the text. So when you have the text of an entry and you want to change the color, it's quite easy for you. So just click on this one that has the R and hyphen under. It signifies is the text font color that you want to change. Let's say we want to change to blue. The change has already changed to blue. If you want to change it again to maybe something like a green, here it comes. If you want to still make it black, good. So now this is the fill color. We call it the fill color because it's something that fills a color in within the range and within the cell, sorry. So now this cell, we're going to give you a practical example so you understand what we are doing. So you can see inside the cell has been formatted to be yellow, and that is just practically how it look. But here we're not going to do that. We're just going to reset. So we have these borders, and these borders comes in different ways, in different directions. You can see the designs of the border, how it looks like, and this is the border style. If you want it more thick, you can as well choose a thick. If you want it to be dotted, you can as well have it that way. But basically, we're going to be showing you an example of this. You highlight this particular end, or let's highlight the whole of this range of cells, and then we can be able to impute these borders. Now these borders, you can see we chose this one. You see how it looks like? Or we can as well choose this. This is how it also appear. It's the same thing here with this. So practically, if you don't want any border, you can as well remove the border. And I will show you one thing here. Now we are inputting this border, and I want to make this more thicker. You see how it appeared? It's now more thicker. But if you don't want to put any border, please kindly remove it, and then we carry out with our example. So here we match cells together. So matching these cells together, I'm going to explain this with an example so you can as well see what we mean. So if you want to match this vertically, you can see now every information that has to do with Light and Felix has the same figure. There is no point for you to do what? Separate them on a different cell. But sometimes it can be confusing, and to get a very good result, just avoid the margin and do them separately. I will show you how we can be able to get this margin, or where we can be able to have this margin helpful for us. So here, I'm going to drag this down. And when I drag this down, I'm going to come here and I'm going to write the name of the school. Real School International. So now this is a place where I'm going to show you how this merge works fine. So because this, we can as well bring it here by dragging it, or we can be able to do what? Drag it here. But before you drag, you see this hand like a 5 finger. It shows that you can as well do what? Drag, or moving an information from one cell to another. And here we have the cross sign. It shows that you want to make this information, drag it down. Dragging it down is going to do what? Give it all the name that you want it to come out. So we use this plus sign to make work easy for ourselves when we want to have a repeated information. And at the same time, we use it to sum or subtract, or calculation. There is a way we use it to get clear calculation of how things are supposed to be, especially when we merge it from one cell to another. So here, this is not the purpose for this. I just wanted to let you know the purpose for the hand cursor sign and the plus sign. So here we undo. It takes us back to where we are before. Now we are still on this margin, and on this margin we're going to check what is going to do to this particular data we've entered. So now here it is. It's not looking good. It's not looking great, no matter how you format it. Okay, let's format this particular data. Royal School. I'm going to make it big, because it's just like a caption. So here is not looking good, So you see, it's almost in between the cells for cell A, cell B, and cell C. So what we can column A, column B, and column C. What we can do is now we need it to appear in the center. And now what we're going to do is to do what? Merge these cells. So when we merge these cells, we can now position it either in the center, or we position it right, or position it what? Left. So for me, I think it's good we put it in the center. At least it shows a very good, a clear identification of what we are doing. So here we're going to have an alignment. Either we align it to the top or you align it to the down. And a practical example for this is this. So now we have already merged this information. So we have to get to the test rotation. Obviously is just similar thing, like, okay, we're gonna try this. So you see how this test rotation works. This test rotation is either you make it tip up or maybe a tilt down. But let's say, so this is how it looks like. Does it look better like this? It depends on what you want, on how you want it. But let's just leave it this way, carry out everything that we need to do. So here, like, it's just showing you a quick way where you can be able to do what? Start or paste an ink or information or comment, or maybe insert a chart in a particular cell. So here is called filter. So now let's say we have something like, because the way I arrange the cell is not going to give me what I want to do. But if we have something like 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, and we have 4, 3, 5, we have 3, 2, 2. And then we have 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. Good. So here we're gonna filter this information, and I will show you practically how it works. So here we are filtering it, and this filter is just gonna come this way. And here it can as well give you an easiest way to do what? Get a particular information of what you're wearing, what you're looking for. Let's say we want to filter this primary 4 class, and now we want to have data that only correspond with 1, or maybe people with only 1 integer numbers. So here we can do that by filtering, removing 2, removing 3, removing 4. So now we have information of people with only 1 character. If you want to filter or add people with 2 characters, we put 2. You see, we have 2 here. So this is how we can be able to do. If not, we just leave it this way and carry on with what we need to do. You can filter by color or not, depends on what you want or how you want to do what. Put your design your sheet, but this is just an example of which you can be able to use that idea to carry on with whatever you want to do. So here is the views of this filter. You can be able to have a calculation or create a view which you want to submit to maybe the management, that this is what is going to be happening with these views. So this here is the function where you have to maybe sum or average or this. So now we're going to sum this, and I will show you how to make use of this data. So we want to get the total of 1, 4, 3, and 1. So here we can do that with the sum function. So when you click on the sum function, you come here, click on this cell, and do what? You click till where you want to sum it down. So here, So here we have sum here and then to here. So we have column equals to sum, the column opens. So we are summing from primary 1, which have to come with the B. So you see the column B and the row 3. That is what we have here. Column B and what? Row 3. Now you add a comma and add it to the point where you need to do what? Where you need to, or let's say get the actual one that you want to sum out. So we are summing primary 1, primary 4 together. So here we have primary 1, we have primary 4. So primary 4 falls in on the column E and row 3. That's why we have the E3. So here, just press enter. You see everything, or maybe the answer is there. So if you want to get this total number of people in the class, you can as well click yes. It will help you to do what? Analyze it there. But in this case, we have to change the name to total number of people in primary 1 and primary 4. So here we have the description change. We can adjust it and make it a total number from primary 1 to 4. So here you can see we need to rotate this text as well, like others. And at the same time, we need to give it the actual font of how it should look like, which is what the recent one that we did. And however, we bold it. So this is where we are designing this particular text wrap. I think the border, we added the border, yeah. No, we didn't add the border, so we're going to add it to the lasts, which is good. So we're gonna add this and make it look more neat and decent. So here we have this information, and to be able to give it, so to get the bar from primary 1 to primary 4 is just quite easy. We can still use the same function by clicking on the cell where we want it to appear. Go on this sum function. We can do this by 2 ways. Now how we can do it is either we drag it from this primary 1, we drag and drag, then it comes here. That's very easy how you can be able to do that if you know what you are going through in this particular tool. So we click enter, it gives you the normal answer, which is what? 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 is going to give you 9. So either you use this auto fill as suggested. Okay, you don't want to use it, fine. But here is where the blocks function, which I told you, comes in. So when you drag it down, it's going to automatically sum every information down here to the particular command that you have given from the first cell. Watch it. So this is this. It makes it much easier as well for you. I think basically that's what we need to know on this part. Here we have the functions which we can be able to still use, the option bar. Here you need to create a new spreadsheet or maybe a template gallery of how you want your presentation to look like. Basically, you want to open a document, so you can as well save your document and open it where you have saved it. So here you need to import. If you want to import maybe a document from somewhere that you also saved, is also good. Here you want to download this particular object or maybe documentation of what we have done so far. You can as well use this, make a copy, and it will download it anywhere you want to save it to. So these are very self-explanatory options where you can be able to do what? Get information on how or what you want to do at that point. This is the review and the undo like we did, and this is the cut and the copy. So let's say we want to copy, because I need to also let you know the difference between a copy and a cut function. So here, let's say we want to copy. So copying this is copying this particular information from one place to, let's say we want to copy it down here. You paste, you right click, you paste. So here we have copied this and we have pasted it. Okay, now let's undo. You can do your undo with Ctrl V, or you can go back here to undo. Now I'm going to show you the difference or the meaning of cut. If you want to cut your project, or let's say you want to cut this. Now to cut this, you right click, you can get the cut, or you come to the edit, you cut it. So cutting it means taking it off from this particular place that where it is at the moment to another separate place that you want it to be. Now let's do it. Here you cut and do what? Here you paste it. So it's moving an object from where it was initially to another place where you intended it to be. So we do the Ctrl V and it goes back to where it was before. So here we have insert. Okay, here we have the view button. This shows you every information of what you want to do, what you want to see. If you don't want to see this, or maybe these other things that can help you to get more knowledge of what you want to do. Now let's say we don't want to see the formula bar. The formula bar, this is where you can find the formula bar, where you have all the addition, the subtraction, and everything. So the moment you make it easier for you to locate anywhere in the workspace. Now we have the insert. So if you want to insert a cell, you can as well do it from here. So here you come to this particular beginning of the row and you want to insert a cell. Just simply right click and do what? You want to insert it above. That means inserting this particular row above or below, just the way you want it. So now we want this to be below John's cell or John's row. So now we have an empty fresh row behind or below John's row. So here you can as well do what? To undo. The same thing you can do for any kind of information, rows, insert one. Do the same thing with column. You can as well come here, do the same thing for column, just the same way we did for row. So here is the formats function, practically, which we have already done. The data, the filter, which we have actually indirectly summed up to be. The informations that we have on this tool is just a way for us to cross-check whatever we are doing, and at the same time have basic controls on how to make our work come out very well without any typographical error. So that is what we need to know about this. I believe I'll be making another video just to show you advanced level of how to carry out these projects in real life scenarios. This is where I will bring up task or maybe a project whereby I'll be giving some tasks to do. I will show you how it happened or how you can be able to carry out these tasks in real life project. So okay, here you can see we have this as our information of how we gather the data. So here is just for me to show you that this figure we're going to have here is a summation of a column and row with another column and row, which gives us the actual information or maybe data that we are asked to provide. But here, we don't need it to be in this way. We don't need it to show. We have a way of doing this. We have the first one. We can just go to view and show this not as formulas anymore, but we remove the formula. Or we can as well use the control plus and this plus hyphen on top of it. That can as well help us. But if we don't want it to have that way, or to describe to whoever we are teaching or showing, or our management to know how things work that way, we can just give them the actual result just to investigate more. Sorry. So we just redo this and it comes back. So I think this comes to the end of our channel today, at the end of our teachings today. I will go ahead, like I said, to make more videos to show you how we can be able to put this into real life section, so we can be able to have an advanced knowledge of how to enter data, how to type data, how to get information, how to get a total, the sum and stuff. It's practically like what we did here, but I'm going to show you more of what to do in our next class. Thank you so much, and do have a lovely day. Bye.